there, I've got a card that shows off the Linear Elegance Edger, and we're going to use it as a background for today's card. I'll show you what else we'll be using. The Pacific Ocean Tag Duo, the family tree as an accent for our flower. We're going to be using the Molly die from the Frames and Tags, the Beaded Starflower to add a floral accent to our card, and here is the Linear Elegance Edger. And the stamp that we're using for the sentiment comes from the Delightful Sentiments, a clear stamp set by Creative Expressions. Okay. First up, I'm going to do a little bit of cutting with the Linear Elegance. Now this comes in 3 pieces. The center is the one we're using for today's card. Now it's a decorative piece, not with a cutting edge. And I've just gone ahead and cut it a couple of times. So I'm going to do one more here, completing this pattern. We'll get it lined up and tape it into place. About like that. Catching the edge there. Okay. And forward and back. And do a little bit of cleaning here underneath our tape. Take out some of these bits. There we go. Pop that back into place and just let me use a pokey tool to get the last little bits out. We'll be using this piece here. Okay, tidy. So you can see I've got a really nice background, and you can switch this. You can either cut them all the same direction or face them towards each other like I've done on this one to create a really pretty look for that. So now what I want to do is to put some card behind that center section. So I've cut a piece of milk card, and that is just 2.5 inches wide by just over 4.5 inches. So I'm going to use a little bit of glue down the back of this just to hold that in place nicely. And that should do the trick. Pop that on. Get that lined up so it fits just so. So I've got that part with the backing, and the top and bottom have the open area. So the next thing I'm going to do is cut the Molly die, and we'll come back to this in a few minutes. So take this piece here, line it up, get the outside cutting edge lined up nicely. And I'm going to also use the inner decorative piece on that as well. So tidy that right into the center. That looks pretty good. Pop that over there and clean up our little bits. Give this a quick cut. Let's check that, see if we've got it all cut now. That looks good. Oop, tape got me. There we go. Take out our pieces, undo, and put them back onto our magnetic sheets. There we go. And let me just give this one a quick run over. A few other little bits here. So now what I want to do with this one is cut it down the center, and we're going to use it as an accent on the top and the bottom. So you can either use a paper cutter or just trim it right down the middle with a pair of scissors like I'm doing. The edge won't show. There we go. So I'm going to bring this back, and a little bit of glue on the top edge like that. Line this up. Just catch that on there. Make sure I'm nice and centered. Okay. And a little bit on this side. Catch that piece. About like that. That looks pretty good. And I'm going to add a piece of mounting foam just so it stays nice and level on our card. So I've cut a tiny little strip to fit right over the top of that on both ends. That'll just support that little thin area there, so it'll stay nice and straight. So I'm going to bring that back over. I've got the background here done with a little bit of the Mocha Card, the milk where the piercing is, and a little bit of the taupe there to bring in those same colors we're using. Take off my mounting foam backing. Put that into place. Let's just get it evenly centered. That looks very good. So the next thing I've done is I've used the Pacific Ocean tag, and I've created a tag with the Mocha with the taupe in the back. Some mounting foam. I'm going to put that right into the middle here. There we go. And I've stamped thanks from our sentiments set. Cut that out with the oval from the tag. So pop that into place. So now we've got a really nice little card. We're going to accessorize it with some floral elements here. So I'm going to bring in a messy bow I've tied from some chalk colored seam binding. I'm going to pop that down first right on the corner here. Put it on the left side. And I have created a really full flower. Now the Starflower comes in 4 different sizes, and so I've cut 2 of each size in different colors, and I've just offset them, and it just gives you a really lovely, sort of a whimsical looking flower too. So I'll pop that down, some glue dots right in the center, and I have already cut the family tree, and I'm using just the little leaf areas here to add some detail around. This tree is just perfect for doing this. I love it when you can use a die for more than one thing, and adding the accents is lovely with it. And then you can just do a little bit of forming with your flower, and voila, there you are. Add a few pearl accents and you have a beautiful card. How's that? Love the way that linear edger makes a pretty background too.